Lucas here, and today I decided to do something different. I've been thinking for a while about creating a new format here in the channel, about doing something that can be a little more intimate, that can connect us a little bit better. So I thought to create a series where I can sit down here and chat with you about something that happened with me, tell you a story, something about photography, videography, always something related to my life or the channel. I will still do the vlogs, but I think by doing those videos, I can put up more videos and maybe we can have one of those once a week. This first video, I want to talk about ethics when you are in the field working either as a photographer and videographer. For the past 2 years, I've been working as a videographer or photographer, and I've been working in a lot of different fields, and I've been doing a lot of corporate works. And sometimes you're not the only person at their event, you're not the only person working there. Sometimes when it's something important and it's a big event, you're gonna have two photographers, two videographers. You're gonna be a little bit busier because we all have different assignments. This is the second time that I'm making this video. It's just hard for me to be very honest and speak about everything without being unprofessional. So I'm trying to be as professional I can, but still be very honest with you. It is hard, but I'm trying. First thing I want to talk about is sometimes I feel like in some of those gigs, if it's something important or your client is very big, a lot of those photographers, videographers, they're working for them. There are guys that have been doing this for a long, long time, So a lot of the times in those corporate shootings, I'm the youngest one there, and I'm not that young, but a lot of the times I'll be the youngest there. And I feel sometimes, I don't know, few times I felt like they were bothered by me being there, like not one, not two, but three times. I'll give you an example. Once one of those people, they came to me and they always seem to be kind of friendly, but then they start talking about that there is an understanding in our industry about how much we should charge for things, how much people should budget for things. And we were working for a big client, so they were paying what it needs to be paid for the job. I felt like this person was kind of telling me that I have to charge a certain amount for those people because, like, I don't know if he felt threatened or if he was just trying to be a little bit nosy and see how much I was charging it. It seems like he was worried about me being there. I don't know. I get it that, like, sometimes when you work in this industry, we talk with your colleagues. Like, plenty of times I messaged my friends and I was like, look, I have this gig and I have no idea how much I charge because things are different, depending on what you're working, how much work you're gonna do, or if something that you love, or if something for a portfolio, you charge different. It's hard to price those things because sometimes if you love the project but they don't have a big budget, you're gonna end up doing it. So it's just really hard. But on that situation, I felt it was more like to know if I was there charging cheaper than them and if I was gonna take that client for me if I'm charging cheaper. I don't know. It was just like a little bit weird. To be honest, how much people are charging or not is not something that I care very much. I try to think a lot about my own work and put all my energy into that. And I think, like, by doing this, I'm gonna grow, I'm gonna make more clients, and this is gonna work. So I don't really care how much other photographers are charging or what different people are doing. I just try to do my own work. I feel like no matter what you do, if you put enough work and if you're working hard, you're gonna get more work. Sometimes can be really hard, but you're gonna make things happen. You just have to work hard enough. Anyway, another thing that happened to me at an event, again, most of those things happened with big clients. We were all taking photographs of this important person. This other photographer came and started pushing me to the side. And I was like, what are you doing? I mean, I didn't say that to them, but I was like, I'm not gonna let you push me. I'm not gonna let this person come here and push me away just so they can get their photograph. I don't think that's fair. I wouldn't do that to anyone. It was just like, it was a very weird situation, but I was like, no, you're not gonna do that to me. On the same note, there were other times where I was at places, and then again, most of the time we're people that are doing this for a long time, and sometimes they're very good at directing the scene, and you'd be like usually in front of me. You'd always try to be in the center of the frame and get the best shot for them, and not really care for whoever was around them, do you know? Or you'd be like, hey, move your camera. And I get like, when I'm working, I try to be very aware of everything around me. So I try to not be in front of every other photographer, or if there are videographers. I feel like we all should have a space to work and we all should do our jobs. But then, like this person, I think they said like 6 or 7 times for me to move, and I haven't said it once for them to move, you know? So again, it was just another weird situation. I feel like sometimes, depending on what type of work photographers are doing, some photographers, they're not going to care about other ones. They're working in the same field, that depend to be there, and they only care about their own photograph. And I don't think that's really fair. I feel like we're all trying to make this happen. I haven't told you that yet. I made a change. Now I'm a full-time photographer and videographer. So I do depend on my cameras to pay my bills. And I do think we all need to work. You know, I don't want to like be pushing people to be able to make my photograph. You know, we're not like those photojournalists that are taking like, they're like 20 guys taking this really important photograph. They're like small events. They're just important because of our clients. We have space for everyone to work and for everyone to produce something good. So those situations made me think a lot about ethics and a lot about how I wanna build my work in photography or videographer. I don't wanna be pushing people to make my work. I don't want to be stepping into people to be able to do my job, you know. I know that what I'm good at it, and I know that I can make those things happen. Like, fair, I do think I do have to be better at directing people at those corporate events sometimes. I think it's very important to learn how to direct people when you have a camera. I feel like because I came from street photography and I shoot a lot of events or I shoot weddings, you don't have to direct that much. You're just like shooting what's happening around you. And I really love that. But if I want to do more of those corporate jobs, I have to be better at directing people. I want to know, what do you think about this? I want to know if you're a photographer, if you work at events, if those things happen to you, you know, what your thoughts on it? What do you think is ethical? How far would you go to take a photograph for your job? You know, I'm not talking about street photography here. I'm talking for your work. How far would you do that? You'd go far to do my job. Yeah, I'm just not gonna be rude to another people working in the same industry. I hope you guys enjoy this new format. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts on this talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Take photos every day. Thanks for watching.